people are laughing about it because there was this fake online survey which a lot of left-leaning people were pushing, a lot of women were pushing, and they were like, look, if you're behaving this way, there is something wrong with you, you're an incel, because this is what women don't like. And if you're a man, your entire life needs to revolve around women liking you. Like, this is your purpose in the world, right? If you say that about a woman, that her purpose is to be liked by men, that is misogynistic. You are a sexist pig. But if you're a man, it is your duty, your responsibility that every single moment, every single breath that you take is for women to like you. And if you don't do that, you're an incel. Now, the reason that the poll, the survey was fake, is due to the fact that it increased by 5%. Like, it was like 5% of the women don't like this, 10% of the women don't like the 50. So like, the odds of actually achieving what the statistical improbability were next to zero. And it's also because it had no source. It got debunked on Twitter, and now it's being promoted on Fox News. Maybe it's a different one, maybe it's a different survey that comes to the same conclusions. I don't know. But again, the whole thing is that the least attractive male hobbies, right? So we get here to see playing video games, collecting figurines, magic tricks, online trolling, and gambling, which, if this was true, like, it would raise so many questions about the common sense of the people that responded to the survey. Because, like, gambling, number 5, really? Like, this should be the most harmful. Like, this is something that I agree. Even, like, the most attractive woman, if she had this hobby, I would stay away from her. Like, it would not be relationship material. Maybe one night stand if I wasn't married, but definitely not relationship material. I mean, gambling ruins lives, right? Unless she's, like, a billionaire or something. But anyway, right, let's get into the conversation, because this struck a lot of nerves on Twitter. Like, it got the conversation heated. And my take is that what women actually do find attractive, and this is true for most women, is a man that doesn't give a shit. Like, as long as you are not doing anything illegal, as long as you're not doing anything harmful, and you're just passionate about your hobbies, no matter how childish or stupid they may be, like, maybe you like shipbuilding and bottles, maybe you like knitting, like, maybe you're a man and you just have, like, this fascination of knitting. As long as you're actually good at your hobby, as long as you're actually making something that looks amazing, women will like you. It doesn't matter what they say, it doesn't matter what they believe, right? If you're actually passionate about your hobbies and they're not something illegal, right? Like, you're not collecting, or something incredibly disturbing, like you're collecting fetuses in jars in a dark room in your house. Like, maybe something like that would put off ladies. But normally, like, if you're into these things, as long as they're not to the level of addiction that cripples your social interaction, like if you're playing video games, but you're playing just all the time, like non-stop, like just all the time you're playing video games, then yeah, I can see a woman not liking that. But if you're just a man that plays video games, like, no, that will not influence your romantic love. Now, there are some women out there which do not like a man that does not give them 100% attention, right? So these are women that create toxic relationships, that if you have anything that distracts you away from her, or if at any point you're thinking that this is more important than her, she's going to get upset. These women create toxic relationships anyway. Like, you wouldn't want to be next to this type of woman, because the reality is men have hobbies and they need alone time, and women also need alone time. Like, they also like watching stuff on television, they also like watching their own hobbies, and they don't actually need you to be there 24/7. And it's fine if you understand that every relationship has boundaries, and you get alone time, you get to do your thing, she gets alone time, she gets to do her things, and then you actually spend time together in the in-between. Like, this is a healthy relationship, right? So, again, like, the idea that on the internet, it's like, well, this is the pattern that a man needs to be. This is exactly what you need to do. Like, stay away from these hobbies and be the Matt Walsh. Just like grilling, fishing, and Jesus, and then women will flock to you. It's like, I'm sorry, it's not necessarily a recipe for success, right? The moment, like, what I notice is that the moment a man is over-focused on pleasing women, like, the moment he gets into the mindset that everything I do should be to please women, that's when that man is isolated. That's when he becomes radioactive to pussy, as they say. It's something that, I don't know, like, women genuinely don't like that. They actually like a man that is comfortable and being in his own skin, is comfortable with his hobbies and his universe, and doesn't feel the need of overcompensating, doesn't feel the need of proving anything, right? Because usually it's the people with low self-esteem that feel the need to prove something. It's the people that with low self-esteem that feel the need to photograph themselves with soy face and show how happy they are and how much they're enjoying themselves. When the men that are confident will display a wide range of emotions in pictures. Like, they may be at a wedding and they may have a poker face simply because they're not enjoying themselves and they don't want to fake it, right? But a man that's over focused on how society thinks will be like, well, I'm at a wedding, I must smile. It is imperative that I smile, because if I don't smile, people will think that I'm upset. And if people think I'm upset, that there's something wrong because I'm at a wedding. It's a place where people are supposed to have fun, right? So if you're in that mindset, you're less likely to be attractive. Meanwhile, a man who's not smiling can actually be attractive, because women go like, well, why isn't he smiling? Maybe I can make him smile. You know, like you're offering a challenge. You're giving away something for her to work. And this is true because something given for free has no value, as the writer of Starship Troopers said, which is something that goes beyond his writing, and it's actually like a good philosophical thing to believe. Like, if someone just gives you a car, yeah, you're going to enjoy it, it's nice, you know, but if it gets damaged, you're not going to be as upset as if you actually worked for that car, as if you actually bought that car yourself, and someone comes with a key and starts scratching it in front of you. Like, that's going to irritate you a lot more because it's your work. Like, you put in the effort, you put in the energy in order to get it. And it's the same for relationships, right? Like, if you fight for a relationship, if you're struggling in order to seduce that significant other, and you're working hard, and then you finally get into that relationship, you're going to appreciate them a lot more than if, you know, you just hooked up and everything is fine, everything goes well, and they're trying their best to impress you. You get bored really fast. So yeah, basically what I took from this is that if this is true, the mainstream media does not have the same levels of fact checkers as Twitter does, because on Twitter it was immediately revealed to be fake. A lot of low self-esteem women were pushing for this. And as you were looking at the list, because I saw like the whole 30 thing, it was like incredibly demasculinizing, because every single thing was just like a male hobby. And it's like, okay, so basically what women like is men who aren't men. Is this what you're saying? So it was obvious that the poll is fake. It was obvious that it didn't work. And there were like mid-spirited comments on both sides. Like, people said, well, at least men have hobbies because a lot of women don't. I don't know, maybe, is it true though? Like, I don't think like there is a woman that doesn't have any hobbies, just that usually the ones that are very shallow, they have hobbies, it's just that the men aren't interested. Like, if someone is passionate in fashion, right? And her hobby is to constantly watch television and to see, you know, what Gucci purses are coming out. Like, that's a hobby. This is something that I can't get into as a man. It's something that doesn't interest me, but it is a hobby. You know, celebrity gossip. That's a hobby. Like, if you're a person that constantly goes on the internet to see what Johnny Depp has said in his lawsuit, and you're consuming that type of content, it is a hobby. It's just not something that I'm interested in. It's just not something that I do. So no, like, they do have hobbies, but it would be mean-spirited if you made the poll, you know, like, top 5 women hobbies that men hate. Right? Like, it would just come off as mean-spirited. I am curious if such a list can be made, though. Huh? Like what should I try to initiate? Like what type of hobbies do women have that, if you know your significant other has it, you're less likely to be attracted with her? And I think like one of the hobbies would definitely be gambling for me. Like, number one would definitely be gambling, because it's very difficult to start a household. It's very difficult to start a relationship with a person that pisses money away. Very detrimental and dangerous for you and the kids. And yeah, it's not something good, which is why gambling is usually regulated. I'm not saying that people shouldn't gamble. I'm just saying that I wouldn't like to start my life with someone. I'm lucky that my wife doesn't. But yeah, other than that, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.